Dora's magical showtime. Hola, explorers, said Dora, wearing a sparkly cape and a tall top hat. Today, we're going to put on a magic show. Boots jumped up and down, clapping his hands. Ooh, a magic show. Can I be your assistant? Of course, Boots. Dora laughed. But first, we need some magical supplies. Who do we ask for help when we need something? Boots thought for a second and then shouted, Backpack! Backpack sang her happy song and opened wide. Inside was a shiny new magic wand for Dora, a little bow tie for Boots, and a book of amazing magic tricks. Gracias, Backpack, said Dora. Every great magician needs amazing assistants, Dora declared, and I have two very special new friends to help us. She gestured toward a colorful perch on a nearby table. A beautiful, brightly colored parrot flew down and landed on the perch. Everyone, this is Presto the parrot. He knows all the best magic words. Abracadabra. Squawk, said Presto, puffing out his chest proudly. Pleased to meet you. Boots giggled at the talking parrot. Then, Dora reached into her top hat. And this is my other assistant, she said, pulling out a fluffy white rabbit with a twitching nose. Houdini the rabbit. Houdini the rabbit wiggled his ears and then hopped out of the hat and onto the table, sitting up proudly next to Presto. Now our magic team is complete, said Boots. A magic show isn't a show without an audience, Dora said. She pulled out her shell phone. Let's call Isa, Benny, and Tico and invite them to the show. Soon, Isa the iguana arrived, wearing a pretty flower behind her ear. A magic show. How exciting, she said, finding a seat on the grass. Next, Benny the bull showed up with a big bag of popcorn to share. I love magic, he mooed, sitting down next to Isa. Tico the squirrel zipped over in his little yellow car and parked right in the front row. Hola, Dora. Listo para la magia, he chattered. Dora stood on her stage. Welcome, everyone, to the Great Dora's Magic Show, she announced. Boots, Presto, and Houdini stood beside her. The audience clapped. For my first trick, Dora said, I will need a volunteer. Isa raised her hand and brought Dora a beautiful bouquet of flowers from her garden. I will make these flowers disappear. Dora waved her wand over the flowers. Alakazam, she chanted. Presto the parrot swooped over and gracefully covered the bouquet with a large silk cloth. When Presto pulled the cloth away, the flowers were gone. In their place was a single, perfect cookie. Wow, shouted Benny. Dora gave the cookie to Isa. Next up, said Dora, holding her empty top hat, the never-ending scarf. Houdini the rabbit hopped up and tapped the hat with his nose for good luck. Dora reached into the hat and pulled out the end of a red scarf. Then she pulled, and a blue part came out, then green, then yellow. The scarf kept coming and coming. The scarf grew into a giant, colorful pile on the stage. Her friends laughed and clapped. That's a lot of scarf, giggled Isa. But then they heard a rustle in the bushes. A sneaky orange tail peeked out. It was Swiper the fox. He was trying to sneak up and swipe Dora's magic wand. Boots pointed. Dora, it's Swiper, he whispered loudly. Dora turned and saw the fox tiptoeing towards her magic table. We have to stop him, Dora said to her friends. Everyone in the audience stood up and shouted together, Swiper, no swiping. Swiper, no swiping. Swiper, no swiping. Swiper snapped his fingers. Oh man, he grumbled. He turned to leave, but tripped on the giant pile of scarves and tumbled away into the bushes. The magic wand was safe. And now, Dora announced dramatically, for my grand finale, I need one brave volunteer to float in mid-air. Boots jumped up and down. Me, me, me. Boots lay on the table. Dora, Presto, and Houdini waved their hands and the wand over him. Hocus pocus, Dora chanted. Slowly, Boots began to float right up off the table, giggling. Everyone cheered. It was the best magic show ever.